Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Talking Politics, the program that helps you understand Thai politics.
That's why this week we have to start with a new buzzword that has swept across the Thai political scene. And the buzzword is red, green, and orange formula.
Right.
The colors, the three colors, refer to Thailand's three major political parties. Of course, you can easily guess
Yes, certainly.
what these colors signify, right?
Yeah, red is the color of the Pheu Thai party, a partner in the current ruling coalition of Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul. Green is the color of Gatham party, one of the opposition parties under the leadership of the controversial veteran politician Thamarat Phomphao. And orange represents the People's Party, which is the main opposition party.
So what is this tricolor formula? You must be wondering. According to rumors, the three parties were working strictly to upend Anutin's coalition government. Yes, there were rumors, but rumors that managed to make serious headlines and trigger intense debates by political observers and media outlets over the past 2 weeks. Yeah.
Well, it actually started with a social media post by the spouse of one of Thailand's most influential political figures, Newin Chidchob of the Thai party. Now, it goes like this: "What cannot be trusted should be eliminated," was a message posted by Newin Chidchob in late July.
Even though it was not immediately clear what Karuna was referring to, it was enough to send the political rumor mill into overdrive.
Yeah.
Several media commentators even started to suggest that Karuna was probably hinting on her husband's behalf that changes in the coalition led by Prime Minister Anutin were just around the corner.
Yeah, and as we have been saying, Nevin's power in the Thai party is beyond question. I mean, even Prime Minister Anutin has to listen to him. Then came the pictures of Thamarat of Gatham party and his family on a vacation in Monaco. Of course, we are sure you still remember him, Thamarat, a former cabinet member who was convicted in a drug case in Australia in 1994. And yet he remains an influential political figure, even though his party is in the opposition.
How can we forget? But what gave rise to the subsequent rumors about possible political changes was another preceding rumor that while in Monaco, Thamarat had a secret rendezvous with former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. And what followed were even more rumors about what the two talk about in the meeting, if there was one at all, right?
Yeah. Some media outlets did not waste time in suggesting that Thamarat and Thaksin were hatching a plot to upend the Anutin government under what they nicknamed the Monaco Pact. Now, it suddenly became a new catchword in political discussions that followed.
And this is how some of the media outlets and political observers see things. Thaksin is getting impatient and increasingly unhappy with Prime Minister Anutin, whose government is getting less and less popular. And Thaksin wants Pheu Thai, the party he still controls, to team up with Thamarat's Gatham party and other parties in the opposition to form a rival coalition. And this is how some of these media outlets and observers see the meaning of the so-called Monaco Pact.
If there is one at all. Thaksin and Thamarat, as the rumor goes, have their eyes on the People's Party, which is the biggest opposition party, knowing full well that without its support, there is no way that their goal can be reached. Now, the rumors also came as the People's Party is planning to lodge a no-confidence motion against the Anutin government.
Now I'm sure you're getting a better picture of how the so-called red, green, and orange formula came about. And that was what triggered the social media post about getting rid of things you cannot trust by Karuna. Remember, we mentioned that earlier?
Yeah.
Seen in this context, it should not be too difficult to see whom Karuna was referring to in her social media post when she said, things you cannot trust should be eliminated.
Well, don't forget that Pheu Thai is a major partner in the Anutin coalition, and Thaksin still calls the shots in the party. And it's no secret that theirs is a marriage of convenience and that their relationship is far from ideal between these two parties.
Yeah.
So I guess for 2 weeks, the media and political analysts have had a field day speculating on what these rumors developments mean. I mean, is Anutin government coming to a breaking point? I mean, is Thaksin flexing his political muscles again? And is Thamarat trying to play the role of a new kingmaker?
But of course, the biggest question is, will the People's Party play along if all the rumors are true? Because without the People's Party, it would be next to impossible to form a coalition that excludes Phumjai Thai Party or Prime Minister Anutin. But another equally big question is, how realistic can this tricolor formula be, given the fact that despite a series of setbacks and missteps, the Anutin government is still politically solid. And there are still no signs of possible estrangement between Phumjai Thai and Pheu Thai parties, because besides its numerical advantage in the House, having the biggest numbers of MPs, the party, the Phumjai Thai party, is still being seen as having support of the country's establishment, especially the so-called elites and the military.
Yeah, I mean, crucially important is the party's alleged links to the majority of members of the Senate, which plays an important role in the appointments of independent bodies. Political observers believe that the rumored three-party alliance was designed more to rock the boat than to lead to anything concrete.
And what does the man of the hour, Thamarat, have to say to all these rumors? Finally, he came out and, of course, to dismiss the rumors. Yes, he was in Monaco, but did not see Thaksin. And he also denied having approached the People's Party to form an alliance as rumored. And top executives of the People's Party also deny shaking hands with Thamarat. We have nothing to do with it, Kun Parit Vacharasin of the People's Party told the media when asked to comment on the rumors.
Yeah, we also have Julaphan Amornviwat, leader of the Pheu Thai party, who said that there was a zero chance for the rumored political deal to take place, and he insisted that his party and Phumjai Thai are still on good terms. But what is interesting is that while Thamarat denied having the ambition to challenge the Anutin government at the moment, he also said there is nothing certain in politics. He said this: what happened prior to the elections has all been forgotten. People who were once adversaries can bury the hatchet for the sake of the country. This is what Thamarat said when reminded by reporters that his Glatham party was the target of harsh criticism by the People's Party and the Democrat Party leading up to the general elections in February this year.
But don't forget the fact that Glatham Party is only a mid-sized party. But Thamarat, a veteran politician, is still a very influential figure who can do things that create political ripples. But whether or not he can be a real catalyst for changes at this juncture is certainly a big question mark.
For political observers, they believe that as long as Phumjai Thai and Pheu Thai can still get along, there is little chance of a threat to the stability of their ruling coalition.
And if there is any question about their unity, this scene should provide a very good answer. Now, during a brief encounter with journalists at the Government House a few days ago, Anutin was asked to shake hands with Labour Minister Julaphan Amornviwat, who is also leader of Pheu Thai party. I mean, shaking hands to demonstrate the unity. But instead of shaking hands, Prime Minister Anutin chose to give Julaphan a hug instead.
Warm hugs. But for those who follow Thai politics, such public cordiality is nothing more than an act to mask what is really behind closed doors. I mean, after all, Thamarat could be right in saying that nothing is certain in Thai politics.
Because what we see is not always what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep that in mind.
Remember the week before last, we also talked about a petition filed by Yingchib Achanon of
Yeah,
ILAW, which is the non-governmental organization, and he filed it with Parit Vacharasin, the opposition whip. They are calling on the opposition in the House to probe allegations that the 9 members of the Phumjai Thai Party played a role in the alleged Senate election collusion.
But to put things in perspective, these allegations have been circulating since the Senate election 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But for the past 2 years, basically nothing has really happened. And
Yeah.
critics said that very little progress or nothing at all has been made in the process of the probe by the Election Commission. Yeah.
Well, the Election Commission says that the investigation is now in its final review stage, with a decision expected by the end of August. This outcome, of course, will be pivotal. If the EC ultimately decides not to refer the case to the Supreme Court, the case will effectively come to an end, and all evidence, investigative findings, and case files will remain confidential. And, we might not know what actually goes on,
Yeah.
like all the evidence about Senate collusion.
Yeah, but the opposition parties, civil society groups, including ILAW, are not sitting on their hands. They have launched public campaigns to unveil what they claim to be new evidence supporting their charges that there was collusion in the Senate selection process 2 years ago.
Yeah, and more evidence
Yeah,
are surfacing.
And this week, the public was presented with more alleged evidence.
Yeah.
Parit, who has been working very hard to publicize this issue, organized an event entitled A Deep Dive into Senate Collusion Case. How much can we trust the Election Commission? Quite a long title. Right. The event opened with testimonies from 3 witnesses who recounted the atmosphere and events on the day of the national level Senate election. There were 3 levels of election,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the real collusion allegedly took place at the final level, at the national level, right?
These are all like candidates who
Yeah.
actually applied. So among the accusations are candidates bringing a list of names into the voting venue, and some were paid to register as a Senate candidate in order to go in and vote for someone else. Now, these people said that they tried to raise the issue with the Election Commission, but have heard nothing back. And then they went to the Central Criminal Court for corruption and misconduct. But their claims were not accepted by the court because they were not directly the injured party, the court says.
Like we just said, the Election Commission has been accused of dragging its feet for almost 2 years now. Even when the expected decision should arrive later this month, many people still remain skeptical as to whether or not there will be, accountability in this, whatever the final findings of the Election Commission will be.
But can we pin our hopes on the opposition, which received petitions and said it would step up pressure on the Election Commission? Once Parliament convenes, it plans to use parliamentary oversight mechanisms, including submitting questions to the government, conducting committee investigation, and using the findings in a no-confidence debate.
All right. Still remember Kun Pitha Limjaroenrat?
Yeah.
Once the country's political rising star, and who just 3 years ago was just a few steps away from becoming Thailand's Prime Minister.
He was very close.
Yeah, he's
yes.
back in town again. And this time taking a break from his sabbatical in the US. And one of his missions, I don't know who gave him that mission anyway. And what he did was to give the People's Party what is badly needed, a pep talk. Of course, you may wonder why the country's biggest opposition party needed to be cheered up. If you look back at what the party has been through since its early meteoric rise in the political scene, you should understand why it needed someone like Pitha to raise its members' spirit.
Yeah, the party, then known as the Move Forward Party under Pitha's leadership, reached its zenith when it swept the most seats in the general elections in 2023. And it was at that time on the verge of forming a government after the surprise election victory 2 months earlier. But Pitha's bid to become prime minister was thwarted by the military-appointed Senate.
That was one of the most interesting chapters of Thai politics. And a year later, the Constitutional Court ordered the party dissolved and imposed a 10-year political ban on Pitha and its other executive members, after ruling that their election campaign to amend the lese majeste law threatened the constitutional monarchy. And that was the second political death sentence handed to the country's young reformist party, because 4 years earlier, its previous incarnation, the Future Forward Party, had also been dissolved by the Constitutional Court for accepting loans from its leader, Thanathorn Juangroongruangkit.
Thanathorn and other executives of the party were also slapped with 10-year political ban. And then came what was sarcastically known as a pact with the devil. So the People's Party, the reincarnation of the defunct Move Forward Party, offered its support for Phum Jai Thai Party leader Anuthin Chanvirakul to become Prime Minister last September, succeeding Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who was ousted by the Constitutional Court over her disastrous phone call with Cambodian strongman Hun Sen.
In exchange for its support, the Move Forward Party expected Anuthin to push through constitutional reform legislation. But not only did Anuthin fail to keep his end of the bargain, Move Forward Party also came under heavy criticism for the political gamble. And then came the general elections in February this year, in which Move Forward Party was punished, I would say that, for its much criticized deal with Phum Jai Thai. The party ended up trailing behind Phum Jai Thai and once again was consigned to the opposition.
Yeah, while its performance as the opposition in the current House is far from outstanding, the party has also been hit with a series of scandals. I mean, worse still, many of its top executives, including its leader Nathapong Ruangpanyavuth, are facing an uncertain political future. Remember the Constitutional Court? I mean, it's set to rule whether they have committed serious ethical breaches by sponsoring a bill to amend the lese majeste law, which is better known as the Article 112.
With all these misfortunes, it's no wonder why many political observers believe that after a spectacular political ascent, the party has now fallen on its hardest times. And that is why it was badly in need of motivation. And in the party's eyes, who else would do a better job in lifting its member spirit than its former leader, Pitha, who is, of course, well recognized for his eloquence.
Yeah, they need some cheering up. And he certainly did not disappoint his former colleagues, recognizing all the difficulties the party has been through. Pitha said its members would naturally feel tired and demoralized. He said this, but you must not be discouraged. Make sure that you are prepared for the day when you will triumph.
Pitha also said that though the national politics may not be favorable to the People's Party, at least not now, the result of the recent Bangkok's local elections came as a blessing. He pointed out that the party was able to win more seats in the city council election, and equally important, one of the party's elected council members also became the first female president of the Bangkok City Assembly. So that was quite a big step for the party, locally speaking.
Remarkable. Well, he also urged the members of the party to stay abreast of important global issues that have impact on Thailand and its people. He said, they present us with both challenges and opportunities to put forth the idea of alternative Thailand, Pitha said. I think he's referring to his vision of Thailand that is equipped to face changes both domestically and internationally.
Pitha also assured his audience that the People's Party has earned itself international recognition with its political endeavor. He claimed that new generations of people in many countries look upon the People's Party as a model. He mentioned Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Colombia. So the People's Party has at its pep talk from one of its most charismatic former top leaders. But it remains to be seen how motivated the party members will be, given all the challenges and realities the party is facing.
Exactly, because they're facing heavy burdens ahead, I mean, especially with the Constitutional Court.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to end the program today with a discussion about Newin Chidchob.
The man in shorts,
Yeah,
who made headlines.
The headmaster who wears shorts. So he's the influential headmaster of the Phumjai Thai party, as we all know. And his signature style often includes wearing shorts and dressing very casually.
So most recently, Nevin presided over a blessing ceremony at the Nakhon Si Thammarat city shrine in the southern provinces. He made headlines not because of him being the chairperson of the event, but because he did so wearing shorts. And photos from the event were widely and quickly circulated by the media, and in no time, attracted public attention. And many social media users questioned whether it was appropriate for him to do that on that very important occasion.
Yeah, I mean, the blessing ceremony was attended by numerous guests, including the provincial governor, senior government officials, MPs, local residents, and Phipat Ratchakitprakarn, who is the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Transport. So a lot of VIPs there, right?
But he was the only person who wore shorts.
Yeah, it was cool. He was cool about it. I mean, in fact, the visit was informal, but once word spread, like this is what happens in Thailand. Like we have a major event, VIPs are coming. People would come and try to see what's going on in the event, right? So local residents, politicians all turn up to join the ceremony. Now, the trip also marked the beginning of Buriram United's southern tour with a friendly match against Pattani Football Club at the Pattani Provincial Administrative Organization Stadium on the 1st of August. So Nevin, I mean, given his prominence in the football scene in Thailand.
That's why Nevin has been trying to use football as a vehicle for building goodwill in Thailand's southern border provinces. And that was the 5th time that he had brought Buriram United to Pattani under the North-East-South Friendship Match campaign. And for many political analysts, the event also carry political significance. Some believe the initiative forms part of Nevin's broader political strategy at a time when Phipat, the Phumjai Thai party's key political figure in the south, has been battered by several political controversies.
Yeah, and these controversies involve things like the land bridge project and the Eastern Economic Corridor, as well as the allegations of corruption surrounding recruitment examinations for local government officials, which were conducted by the Department of Local Administration, in which some of Phipat's associates have been reportedly involved.
In short, Nevin and his colleagues may want to use football to help save the day.
Yeah, I guess by personally taking part in football-related activities in the South, Nevin also reassures local MPs and politicians that they have direct access to the party. I mean, he's the true power broker of the party. And this could strengthen their confidence in remaining loyal to the Phumjai Thai party as well. I mean, remember we talked about the cobras. So this is, in a way, maybe a strategy to help prevent cobras surfacing.
The South is a very hotly contested constituency for major parties like Phumjai Thai and to a lesser extent to Democrat Party. The area used to be the stronghold of the party, but Phumjai Thai party has been able to make significant inroad into the region.
Wearing shorts. I mean, there are people who are troubled to see Nevin wearing shorts while presiding over a ceremony at one of the province's most sacred sites.
And one of them is Kun Banchong Natse, a former president of the Thai Sea Conservation Association. And of course, Kun Banchong is a well-known NGO activist and a long-time campaigner on environmental issue. Banchong posted photos of Nevin and Phipat while presiding over the ceremony with a caption saying, I think Kun Nevin may have gone a bit too far. I would really like to hear his explanation. Did he forget his trousers? Is this normal for him, or does he simply not care? I genuinely like to hear what he has to say.
There's another reaction as well. This one is from Associate Professor Dr. Pichai Ratanadilok na Phuket. I mean, he's a political scientist and the director of the Politics and Development Strategy Program at the National Institute for Development Administration, NIDA. And he is also a prominent figure in the South. Also, he posted images of Nevin in shorts with this comment: when someone has power, society's rules and traditions no longer apply. We get to see things we've never seen before.
It's interesting that even Prime Minister Anutin also wanted to say in all this affair.
I know, right? I mean,
and then and of course he appeared to view this incident very differently.
yeah.
He posted a photo of himself with his family, casually dressed in shorts,
Yeah.
with this caption: "Thought I would wear shorts for a change. They are comfortable."
Yeah, and then there was a reaction from Dr. Pichai who said, who actually shared Anutin's post, and he commented that when the boss does something, everyone wants to follow.
Who is the boss is very clear, because Nevin is always seen as the man who have the biggest say in the Phumjat Thai party.
Yeah.
Even Anutin, I mean, has to listen to him. So that's why the academic, the Pichai, Kun Pichai, described, referred to Nevin as the boss.
The boss,
Okay.
yeah. So I guess, yeah, people talking about shorts in politics this week.
So
So
Kun Nevin might have set a new fashion trend for members of his party. So don't be surprised if from now on you see more and more members of Phumjat Thai party start wearing shorts.
Yeah, suits Thailand. I mean, the online debate may reflect the differing perspectives that continue to fuel Thailand's increasingly heated political debate. I mean, this is a time when both the government and the Phumjat Thai party remain under pressure on multiple fronts, but somehow we think they are still solid, according
Yeah,
to some political
that's right,
analysts.
yeah,
But yeah,
So don't expect
not
to see
free
any
from-
major changes in, politically speaking, in the near future.
Yeah, but not free from criticisms,
No.
especially what they wear. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. That's it for this program. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.